So Fox News Alert this morning, an intensifying manhunt for the Brown University shooting suspect, as new surveillance images show, and you're looking at it now. A person of interest still on the run more than 48 hours later. Callahan Walsh is the co-host of America's Most Wanted on Fox and joins us now. Callahan, we know this guy is stocky. He's about 5'8", and they don't seem as confident now as they did 48 hours ago about capturing him.
You're absolutely right. There's really little to go off of here, and that's what's been so concerning, I think, from the public's perspective, is that there's very little actionable information that's been provided to us by law enforcement. You know, we know on America's Most Wanted, the public is our greatest asset. They're our greatest ally. They are that force multiplier for law enforcement. But this video doesn't show much, and it's not like somebody, you know, just a regular member of the public is going to be able to see this video and then spot this guy on the street. If there is any recognition, it's going to be somebody that this guy already knows, or knows this guy already, and decides to turn him in. And if that's the case, that's still a long shot.
It looks like he entered into room 166 in the building, knew exactly what he was going to do. He had a 9mm gun. We know this, 800 cameras on campus. Is it your sense, going through the side door, knowing what was open, that he knew where the cameras were?
Absolutely. You know, it seemed like this guy knew either is the luckiest guy alive, or he knew exactly where those cameras were pointed, because, as you mentioned, over 800 cameras on that campus and hardly one shot of this individual. It's astonishing. You know, it's really mind-blowing, and that's why I believe that the guy does have a serious connection to the school. He knew where he was going, he knew what he was doing, and he was targeting those individuals.
Callahan, the other thing you're looking at now, I know the president came out and said, look, this is a Brown problem. They have their own guards, they have their own police, they have their own cameras. Even if it was a Brown problem, who should take the lead now?
Well, you know, there does need to be a review of security protocols at that campus, but I don't think Brown University security is capable of conducting an investigation of this scale. So it's local, it's state, and of course it's the feds, FBI's in there. They're the ones that are going to break this case wide open, and it's just a matter of time. My confidence is with law enforcement. I'm a friend of law enforcement, but the public is a big part of this, and they've been the ones to find these guys quick and end these manhunts, and the fact that there's very little information, it's very concerning.
Right. Wearing a dark clothing, black hat, looks way overweight. They say 5'8". They could easily tell that by looking at the surroundings. So the FBI immediately thought they had the guy. They announced it, and now they said they're back looking for him. So should the FBI take the lead at this point?
It's possible, because when you have a person of interest, the investigation halts a bit. You have people who would be boots on the ground. They've stopped looking. They've stopped searching because they believe, hey, we've got the guy. He's being interrogated. We can wrap this up. This investigation had to restart all over again with the fact that they released that person of interest. And I'm glad they did. If that's not the person who did this, they need to be released. But the fact that the investigation had to be restarted, that is so much time lost. And as you mentioned, 5'8", a little chubby. There's a lot of people that match that description, unfortunately.
And just as an amateur, I'm just looking at him. He looks so relaxed. He evidently knew exactly what he was doing when he walked in the building. So my sense is that going back to the classroom and getting the demeanor of how they perceive the gunman to be might show you the level of experience that gunman has. So would you be doing more with the eyewitnesses?
Absolutely, 100%. And that's what's, you know, unfortunate, because with the person of interest released, they're going to have to go back and re-interview all of the eyewitnesses there and try to figure out, was there anything that they missed? Is there something additional that they can provide now that they have this footage? Can they put this together, show the eyewitnesses, and make sure, hey, is this guy in this footage actually the shooter or not? We also need to know what he said in that classroom. I believe it's been reported here and there that maybe someone forgot what he said. They don't know what he said. I think that's going to be very important as well. We need to know what he said.
We know what usually gunmen scream out before they shoot. We'll see if it ends up like that, too. Callahan Walsh, should be very comfortable if you and your dad were on top of this, along with law enforcement. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me, Brian.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.